Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name, after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started. All right, we are ready to get started with our weight training class today. All you need is a set of weights, maybe two if you got them, some a little heavier, some a little lighter. We're going to start in our normal standing, just swinging our hands side to side, letting them tap against our body somewhere around hip height. And then as you get going a little faster, if everything's feeling good this morning, they might hit a little higher, maybe around your ribs. You might lift your heels, turn a little further. Really start to get the blood moving a little bit. Beautiful, a couple more to each side. And then bringing everything back to center, going straight into our side bend. Nice and big and active. Bringing a little space through the side body. Spreading through the rib cage. Again, just checking in, making sure the back's feeling okay, the shoulders are feeling okay. Beautiful. And then just to really make sure we're ready for our workout today, we're going to do a couple long reaches forward as well. Beautiful. One more on each side. And then coming back in, coming into that high knee march. Nice, making sure the hips are woken up and active and ready this morning. The lower body. And then coming into center, bring those feet out a little bit. Nice big hip circles. Beautiful, and go the other way. All right, and then finishing off, warming up those little muscles, wiggling the fingers and toes, rotating the wrists in one direction. I'm still wiggling my toes. You can do what you like though. And then rotate the wrist the other direction. Throw in a couple little quick calf raises. Wake those ankles up. And we are ready to get started. I'm gonna start out with my heavier weight. We're gonna do a goblet squat pickup. So bringing those feet out a little wider than normal, turning the toes out on an angle. You're just reaching down, picking that weight up, and then putting it back down. 1 minute. Here we go. Oh, not yet. Okay, now here we go. Beautiful. Just picking it up and putting it down. Now, if you feel like your heavy weight is still maybe not quite heavy enough for this, because this uses a lot of big muscle groups, got your back and your legs all involved here, grab a second weight. Beautiful. 15 seconds to go. You got this. Checking in with your knees, making sure this motion is safe for you. You can always bring your feet in a little closer or a little further away, whatever feels better for you. Time. All right, up next, we're gonna go to a lighter weight for this one. We're gonna do a front raise plus a bus driver. So a bus driver is this. You're gonna hold your weight horizontal in front of you, bring it up about chest height, one side then the other, and then right back down. Soft bend in the elbows the whole time. Let's do it. This one is a great exercise to target the shoulders. We're gonna do a lot of that today. Gonna really be looking sharp by the time summer rolls back around and we're wearing those tank tops again. We got all winter to work on it. Halfway done. Looking good. You might feel this one, especially along the outside of your shoulders with that twisting motion. Plus, of course, the front raise. Time. All right, next up, we're gonna need 2 weights. We're gonna do a deadlift plus a row. We're gonna work on the back of the shoulders. So with our deadlift, we're just going down. Once you get that nice flat back, you're gonna pull those weights right up towards your armpit. Sometimes we do towards the ribs, which targets a little bit lower through the back. Towards the armpits, targets the upper back and shoulders. All right, here we go. Beautiful. Key here is a nice flat back with that hip hinge. So you just want a soft bend in your knees. Push your tush back like you're pushing it towards the wall behind you. Beautiful. Helps you stay nice and long through your spine. Over halfway there already. Looking good. Only 5 seconds to go. And time. All right, up next, we're gonna do a straight arm kickback. So this one's gonna target our triceps and the back of the shoulders again. So you're gonna have your feet even, a little bit of a bend. You only wanna be about 45 degrees. And then you're just kicking those arms straight back to about your hip height. 1 minute. Here we go. Beautiful. You don't actually have to reach too far up behind you to really get good muscle engagement. Nice, looking good. Halfway there. If you can add a little pause right at the top, a little squeeze, that'll really help kick those muscles into high gear, making them do the work. Almost done. And time. All right, from here, we're gonna go down to 1 weight. We're gonna hold it up, cactus arm, and then do a nice bicycle crunch, 30 seconds on each side. I'll tell you when to switch. Here we go. Make sure you're still breathing. Nice and steady. Maybe even still smiling. Maybe not. Beautiful, you got this. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1, and switch. Keeping that belly pulled in nice and tight. We're targeting our shoulders today, but we're working our lower body and our core too. And time. All right, staying with one weight here, we're gonna do a single arm upward fly, 30 seconds on each side. So you're bringing it up, right from your hip up to the center of your chest. And I'll tell you when to switch. Keep a soft bend in that elbow. And still keeping that core zipped up nice and tight. Imagining that you're drawing your belly button back towards your spine, so your upper body stays nice and steady and strong. Switching sides in 2, 1, switch. Beautiful. A lot of time we'll do this one with both arms at the same time. But if you're like me and you have bigger weights, sometimes the weights bump into each other, you don't get the full range of motion. Plus doing just one arm allows you to really isolate that single side and make sure it's doing the work the way it's supposed to. And time. And that is the end of our first set. Fantastic job. Go grab some water. We still have 2 sets to go. All right, bring it back in. Maybe give those arms a little swing. We are working the shoulders hard today. Grab the weights that are right for you for those goblet squat pickups, whether it's 1 or 2. Depends on how heavy you want to go. 1 minute. Here we go. Remember to turn those feet out. So you're working the back body really well on this one. And the focus of this exercise feels like it's your lower body, but doing that pickup actually really helps work the muscles along the front of the shoulder and the chest as well. So we're sneaking in a little more shoulder work even on this one. Over halfway there. Now, if you want to do a seated version of this one, you just bring those legs out nice and wide and do the same pick up and put down. And time. All right, next up we have the front raise with those bus drivers. So grab the weight that's right for you for this exercise. I'm going to do the seated version for this one. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. So for the seated version, I'm going to make sure my legs are out nice and wide so there's plenty of room for my hands. Bring that weight all the way down for a full range of motion. If you have limited range of motion in your hips, and that's not the easiest thing for you to do, you can do it from your lap and just focus more on that turn for the bus driver. So there's lots of ways you can accomplish this exercise. Make it work for you. 15 seconds to go. And time. All right, up next, we have the deadlift with the row. Grabbing your second weight. And here we go. So the deadlift, and then you just row it up just like you would standing. Pulling that weight right up towards your armpits. And pushing into your heels as you come back up. Check in with your breathing here. Make sure it's still smooth and even. We definitely don't want to hold our breath, because everything's easier when you're breathing. "15 seconds to go. Beautiful, looking good. And time. All right, getting ready for those straight arm kickbacks. Again, adjust the weight as needed. Might need it a little lighter for this one, might not, depends on you. 1 minute, here we go. So again, for the seated version, pushing into the heels, finding that slight forward bend, and then you're just kicking it back to about hip height. And trying to get that little pause at the top, just to really squeeze and get those muscles working. Halfway done already. Ten seconds to go, you got it. Time. All right, setting one weight to the side. Moving into the bicycle crunch, 30 seconds on each side. Here we go. Holding that cactus arm up. Doing this one seated actually gives you a chance to squeeze in even more. Get a little extra work in on those abs, because you're using those stomach muscles to draw that leg up and the elbow down so they meet in the middle. Switching sides in 2, 1, and switch. Beautiful. Another sneaky one. You're targeting your core, right? But holding that cactus arm is really working that shoulder too. And time. All right, getting ready for the single arm fly. Now, if you're feeling a little fatigued, you can always put the weight down and do this one empty hand. Here we go. 30 seconds on each side. This one's a tough one. Make sure you keep a soft bend in that elbow. Make sure you're protecting the joint, and also helps you work that bicep a little in there too. Looking good. Switching sides in 2, 1, and switch. Perfect. You guys look fantastic. 5 seconds to go. Time. And that is the end of our second round. Go grab some more water. 1 set left. All right. Getting set up for that goblet squat. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Seated or standing. Just picking it up and putting it down. Now I'm actually still using the chair behind me to help guide my squat so that I'm doing what's called a chair assisted squat, just touching my bottom right to the seat. Make sure I'm not squatting too deep and that I'm protecting my knees. Halfway done already. Almost there. Time. Nice work. All right, switching to the weight that's right for you for the front raise. Again, seated or standing. Here we go. Still breathing. If you find that your breathing is not smooth and even, take a pause. Allow your breath to catch up with the rest of you, and then you can start again. And if you're joining us on YouTube, you can always even pause the video anytime you need. Almost done. 5 seconds to go. Time. Next up, we have the deadlift with the row. One minute on the clock. Here we go. Perfect. Keeping that head, neck, and back in a nice straight line. Looking good. Over halfway there already. $15 seconds to go. And time. All right, up next, we have that straight arm kickback. Again, if you're starting to get fatigued, you might be like me. Even though we're targeting the shoulders, you might put a little extra strain on your elbows, especially if you have one that's maybe a little wonky. You can always do this one empty hand. Here we go. The empty hand version, pulsing back and squeezing. Knowing when to go light is as much a part of health and wellness as knowing when to go heavy. So for me, my left elbow, it gets a little wonky sometimes. Much better for me to make the smart choice today than to not be able to pick up weights for a week. "20 seconds to go." And time. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're going down to one weight for those bicycle crunches. 30 seconds on each side. Here we go. I'm gonna stick with the seated version of this one because I like the way it really targets my abs. But if you want a little more of that lower body engagement, stick with the standing version. Switching sides in one, well now, here we go. Beautiful, drawing that belly button back in, using those lower ab muscles to pull that knee up. And time. Nice work. All right, last one. Those single arm flies. 1 minute. Here we go. Again, keeping that soft bend in the elbow. And just bringing the weight from hip up to the middle of your chest. Perfect, looking good. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1, and switch. Slow and easy, controlling the weight in both directions. Nice, looking good. Almost there. And time. Beautiful, that is our third set done. Go ahead and get some more water, move those weights out of the way. All we have left is our final stretch. All right, bringing it back in. Taking a nice deep breath in. Oh, big sigh out. Let's do one more of those. Big breath in. Big sigh, letting everything out. And then on this one, bring those arms up over your head and fold forward, letting everything relax. Take a moment. And then big bend in the knees, roll all the way up. Rolling those shoulders forward 3 times. And then backward 3 times. And then nice big breath all the way up again. Folding forward. Again, pause at the bottom. Just let everything hang for a moment. And then on your next inhale, come up to that halfway flat back and just let your arms Circle slowly in one direction, nice small circles. Hanging loose in the shoulder joint. And then go in the other direction. And then relax everything back down for just a moment. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and roll all the way up again. Nice big bend in the knees. Settle those shoulders down and back. Then we're going to take one arm, bring it across. And then maybe tilt an ear to one side. Maybe tilt it to the other side. See what feels good in your neck today. And then coming back to center, release, go to the other side. And again, try that tilt of the head to one side. Maybe to the other side. And then back to center and release. Take one arm up and overhead. Pat yourself on the back because you did a fantastic job today. And then maybe pull that elbow a little bit towards the wall behind you, just until you feel a good stretch through the tricep, maybe through the shoulder a little bit as well. One more breath here. And then release and go to the other side. Still make sure to give yourself that pat on the back. You deserve it. Take one more deep breath here. And then release. Bringing those feet out apart a little bit. Arms up overhead again, folding forward. And then you're gonna walk over to one side. Maybe bend that opposite knee. Maybe not, depends on what feels good for you. And then if that knee is bent, go ahead and straighten it. Walk the hands back through the middle to the other side. And then maybe bend that other knee. If that knee is bent, straighten it. Walk the hands back to the middle. Bend both knees nice and big and come all the way up. One more time, settle those shoulders down and back. And we are done. Thank you so much for coming out to play.